Now we start this hour with U.S. President Donald Trump has announced plans to visit Florida this week ahead of a new round of talks on Ukraine. Trump has said that the visit will involve a series of meetings with insurance companies to try to reduce costs significantly. He has added that if those efforts fail, the government would pay citizens directly, allowing them to purchase their own health care. Meanwhile, high-level diplomatic talks on Ukraine are set to take place in Miami this weekend. U.S. Envoy Steve Witkoff and Trump's son-in-law Jared Kushner will meet with Kirill Dmitriev, the Russian president's economic cooperation representative. Ukrainian and European delegations, including national security advisors from Germany, France, and the UK, will hold parallel discussions with U.S. officials. Russian sources confirmed that Dmitriev will not meet directly with Ukrainian or European representatives, reflecting ongoing tensions. The talks follow President Vladimir Putin's pledge to continue Russia's military campaign. Despite growing international pressure, the United States continues to push a peace plan for Ukraine, including security guarantees, though territorial concessions remain a major sticking point in the peace negotiations. Now, for this discussion, we welcome Mr. Raymond Vickery. He's an international affairs expert and former U.S. Assistant Secretary of Commerce. Joins us live from U.S. Thank you very much, Mr. Vickery, for joining us again. Good to see you. Now, looking at the health insurance or the what Trump is trying to achieve ahead of the talks for Ukraine. What do you think he's trying to achieve? And when he says the government would pay citizens directly, allowing them to purchase their own health care, what is he suggesting?
Well, thanks very much for having me. You know, in order to have peace, you have to wage it just like war. And so you have to have a strategy, you have to have partners, and you have to have principles. Unfortunately, thus far, President Trump has not shown his willingness to do that and just views it as another real estate deal. The combination of health care with the talks on peace in Ukraine shows that there is a difficulty in the United States politically for the president. He's been known as Teflon Don in the past, that everything slides off him. Well, not everything is not sliding off anymore. Affordability and health care are major domestic issues. So it's all well and good for him to say that he should have the Nobel Peace Prize by bringing peace to Ukraine, and one hopes that he will. But he has to attend to a very precipitous increase in health care costs, which will be occasioned by the end of the subsidies for Obamacare. Now, his proposal is, it sounds good, well, it's just give the money directly to the people, but that doesn't provide insurance. You can provide some payments that go into some sort of individual health care, but when a catastrophic illness or injury occurs, you have to have some form of insurance. So what he's trying to do is to kill two birds with one stone, if you will, in terms of this trip. One, he's going to talk about health care, and two, he's going to try to resolve the peace problem in regard to Ukraine. I think it's an unfortunate juxtaposition. Really, what he needs to do is to concentrate on one and then concentrate on the other. In regard to the talks in regard to Ukraine, it's encouraging that there is evidently some European representation there this time. The problem has been in terms of having strategy and partners. There haven't been partners that the present administration is willing to recognize. They basically thrown Europe under the bus when when the Europeans have the major stake in bringing peace not just in terms of a real estate transaction, but long-term peace with security guarantees, rebuilding provisions, and something which will stand the test of time. So yes, this is one more step, and it is good that the president continues to have some interest in it. One wonders, though, whether or not, with his mercurial up and down approach, this interest will continue to a real ceasefire and a real peace, as opposed to something which allows him just to go on and claim some sort of immediate victory.
Yes, 100%. And I really like all your examples always, but it's especially the Teflon one, which I thought was really funny. And now looking at the delegations that are supposed to be attending the talks for Ukraine and Russia's peace and ceasefire. Looking at the delegation, it's like U.S. envoy Steve Witkoff, Trump's son-in-law Jared Kushner, and then from Russian side, Kirill Dmitriev, who is a Russian President's Economic Cooperation representative, is joining. All of them are not a defense minister, not peace negotiators. They are more. They have more experience with money or business, I may say. So why do you think this alignment of these delegations, how do you think this changes how the negotiations go moving forward? And what are the risks and chances of these expats or these particular individuals in the negotiating table for such a complicated historical issue and this war?
Well, as a former Assistant Secretary of Commerce, I, of course, am completely convinced that economic and strategic matters exist in the same reality, and it's not the case that you just have strategic on one side and economic on the other. On the other hand, it is very plain that neither Mr. Witkoff nor Mr. Kushner have diplomatic experience. They do not have experience in regard to the necessities of a strategic approach with partners and principles. Theirs is the same orientation as President Trump, and that is a real estate deal. And I have no doubt that President Trump has encouraged the Russians to have an economic minister there because he likes to make deals, and he wants to see where not only the Trump family is going in terms of its endeavors in regard to Russia, but overall how he can see that there is economic benefit. Unfortunately, this gets it backwards. What you have to have is the strategic approach to bringing peace before you can really have an economic interchange which solidifies that. You're not going to get investment in Ukraine. You're not going to get people wanting to trade unless there's security. It's just plain simple human nature. You don't want to get shot at when you're trying to do business. So I think that this is a bit backwards. It shows again, though, that the mechanisms on the United States side, which have largely kept the peace for some 80 years, that is having a State Department, a National Security Council, what Trump would refer to as the deep state, but many refer to as having expertise. This approach has been abandoned in favor of real estate folks like Mr. Witkoff.
Yes, very enlightening. Thank you very much, Mr. Vickery, for